We're the Jezebels. That's all.
Here I come.
I want you to get up right now, go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!"
Hey, everybody, it's me, Michael. I don't know why I'm wearing my headphones. It's me, Michael Keane, and today on Quadruple BN, we talk about some stuff, and then we move on to other things. Yeah. Welcome to Quadruple BN, Big Bloody Breaking Blu-ray News. And yeah, it's a lovely Monday afternoon, and it's a lovely Monday afternoon for some people. Not a lovely afternoon if you live in LA. I'm sorry to all my LA viewers about what you're dealing with. That is awful. And it is not a good Monday for Neil Gaiman. Sucks to suck. Hey Josh. So today we're going to be talking about a few little bits and bobs. We might have a special guest. That is still up in the air as of right this moment. But we will attempt to have a special guest. And then yeah, we're going to do some writing after that. And I know Josh and Derek are excited for a little bit of writing. Which, by the way, we are for our screenwriting 90-day challenge. We are actually behind now because I skipped a few days to focus on personal shit and health and all that. But we are now back in the saddle, so we will catch up with where we need to catch up on there. But first, we're gonna dig into some news, baby. Yeah, boy. Look at this news. So we have this. Oh, hold on. Hold the phone. Hey, Will. Can you hear me? You can't hear me.
Not working. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you. Hold on.
Ah, jeez.
Echo cancellation. Well, the thing is that you can hear me. I can't hear you. So that's interesting.
That's weird.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
Oh, he has an idea. Yeah, this is William Patrick Coleman. He is
We're in business.
We're in business? Sweet. All right. Hell
Right
yeah.
when you said my name.
So yeah,
Nice.
Introduce yourself, Will.
My name is William Coleman. Didn't you just say that? My name is William Patrick Coleman.
Yeah, I mean, I said it, but it's
Specifically,
better.
but now I've got to say it. We got to say it twice.
Yeah. So do you want to join me for some news?
Yes, please.
All right. Well, first bit
This is movie news, of course.
Yeah, specifically Blu-ray news.
That's what we're about.
So this is pretty huge. As you can see from Variety, John Woo, Chow Yun-fat classics among 156 film Golden Princess library acquired by Shout Studios. So
wow, that's
Shout Factory. Yeah, Shout Factory is going to be putting out some absolute fucking bangers starting, we can only assume, pretty soon.
I see it. I see now that some of the titles, Hard Boiled clearly has to be one of them.
Yeah, we've got Hard Boiled, we've got The Killer, of course, Better Tomorrow trilogy, Bullet in the Head, Once a Thief. We've got some Ringo Lam stuff, including City on Fire. We've got Chewy Hark, Picking Opera Blues. We've got Tony Ching's Chinese Ghost Story trilogy. Just a whole bunch of shit. And by bunch of shit, I mean bunch of classics from Hong Kong. There's not really much to say about this story other than Well, there's they kind of say it in the article. These films, which dominated screens during Hong Kong's cinematic golden age of the 80s and 90s, left an indelible mark on Hollywood, inspiring everything from Quentin Tarantino's oeuvre to the Matrix and John Wick franchises. So yeah, that kind of tells you everything you need to know if you don't already understand the weight of what has happened. Previously,
I am super curious about the price on this thing.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, it'll be individual releases.
I thought it was a set.
No, that would be insane.
I was like, what is this thing?
Yeah, this will undoubtedly. This is assuming they have the right elements. That is one problem that could come into play: is do they have the right elements for, say, a 4K of Hard Boiled, which is something that we would want. Or will they might, and Josh points out very reasonably, they might do box sets like with the Shaw Brothers stuff. I don't know if you've seen the Shaw Brothers box sets, Will.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched them, but I've seen them. They're pretty extensive.
Yeah. Those are extensive sets. And yeah, with 156 film library, I could see them doing a few box sets, and a few single releases. Single releases, obviously, like Hard Boiled and The Killer, those are movies that are going to stand on their own and sell very well on their own.
Yeah.
Previously, they've been available through less legit sources. Hong Kong. Oh, shoot. I forgot the name of the company. Someone in the comments will know. But there was a company that was put together by this guy who sold Hard Boiled and The Killer and a bunch of other Hong Kong movies from this library illegally, and people didn't get their stuff, and it was a lot of moral questioning and just not the best way to distribute films. And now we have Shout coming to save the day. And
Shout's like coming in and saving that. I was just going to say that.
Yeah,
Shout.
I'm on record as not the biggest Shout fan in the world, but this feels like something that they'll do a pretty good job with, or at least should do a good job with, at least for those major releases from the library. Of course, this is just happening today, so any news on actual physical Blu-rays is going to be up for time to tell. We will see when they bring something out. Let's see, is there...
That's an exciting announcement.
So the senior VP of acquisitions and originals says, this is a big one. Golden Princess sits alongside Shaw Brothers and Golden Harvest in the pantheon of Hong Kong cinema, but unlike the other two, the Golden Princess library has been dormant for decades outside of Asia. Its fingerprints are all over modern action and crime genres, though, so we have big plans to reintroduce these fabled titles to the rest of the world, complementing Shout's growing catalog of revered Asian films. Of course, there's no Pinku in there. No Pinku in that Asian films catalog, which would be a delight. But, you don't see me complaining about the lack of Pinku out there. Definitely would never complain about the lack of Pinku that people should be ashamed about. Yeah, and he says we have big plans for home video. We know that audience and we'll super serve them. Which, again, 4Ks of the big titles and then some box sets. That seems like more or less what we're looking at here. But we will see for certain later on. Elsewhere, we have Mondo Macabro putting out a newsletter about their own... they basically talk about their pre-orders and how they are once again not going to be on time. The Halloween pre-orders. Jeez, Will, good Lord.
It's chaos over here. I'm sorry.
But the Halloween pre-orders are going to be hopefully no later than mid-February. They describe the final one as being a nightmare of epic proportions that just gets worse almost every day. So they're feeling one. I know a lot of people are probably not going to be happy, but Mondo Macabro is a small company, and you're going to have these things happen. And honestly, if you've bought from Mondo Macabro during one of their big pre-orders before, you know that it's probably not going to be out the right amount of time that you would like. Yeah, as Derek says, I waited this long for Cafe Flesh. I can hold out a little longer. Yeah, same. So yeah, they did. They've got new card stock for their slip covers. So the O cards that they're going to be putting out are going to be a higher quality than they were prior. And they have here
awesome art.
Kind of see. Let me bring that in a little bit. Yeah, you can see pretty solid art for Cafe Flesh. I'm going to be honest, I would have preferred the cover art for the slipcover, but I also appreciate what they've done here. And it is coming. That's the important thing. It is going to happen. Cafe Flesh is going to be joining the ranks of Mondo Macabro library titles. Meanwhile, they promise a bunch of other stuff: Argentinian films, Yugoslavian films, Greek films, Kazakh films, quote, total straight up art films, total straight up sleaze films, which, maybe we get some Pinko in there. It'd be really cool if we did. And upgrades of old DVDs and what have you, and UHD and Blu-ray upgrades of some favorites from the catalog. They say they're currently working on a brand new 4K restoration of the Belgian-Italian horror classic Devil's Nightmare, which I haven't seen, so I can't say anything of note there.
Eurotrash cinema.
Yeah, we love some Eurotrash. Let's see. It's every boutique that starts with an M that has issues. Massacre still hasn't shipped 4K of Hack-A-Lantern, which went up for order like summer of 2024. Man, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, that's no bueno. Of course, I was about to say that's no bueno, says the guy who can't get a fucking movie put out to save his life.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Such a piece of shit. Should fucking die. YouTube, don't strike me for saying I should fucking die, please. Let's see here. Let's see. Burp, 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 burp. They're going Greek again. With Lady Desire and Sexomania. Let's see here. The 1969 film I Blame My Body, which was released overseas as both Lady Desire and Lady Lust, with completely fake credits. Let's see here. And that's the Italian, or the Italian poster is what they said immediately. Oh yeah, for the astonishing Italian poster by Mario de Berardinis, which fetches huge prices whenever a rare copy comes up for sale. So yeah, Lady Desire,
super cool.
Let's see here. Blarp, 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 blarp. Starts with a robbery in a Swish Athens villa. I've never seen swish used in a sentence before. Swish in a Swish Athens villa. The investigating officer becomes fascinated by the house's owner, the beautiful Christina, and her swinging lifestyle, and decides to find out more about her, which soon grows into an obsession. You love those swinging lifestyles. Let's see here. The second film in the double feature package is the 1974 release Sexomania, produced by the notorious James Paris, several of whose films have appeared in earlier Greek collection series from Mondo Macabro. The film stars Maria, a last name, as Lena, a woman with a troubled past. The film begins with a bang, or almost, as we see a topless Lena staring at herself in a mirror and holding a gun against her head, contemplating suicide. Good times. She's interrupted by her doorbell ringing. It's her neighbor. Lena doesn't have whatever it is he wants, but she decides to shag him anyway. The remainder of the film is an investigation by a psychiatrist into Lena's troubled past, which brings up numerous episodes related to sexual misadventures, including strange folk rituals, lesbian trysts, voyeurism, porn film productions, etc., etc. Oh yeah, only there's 31 watching and only 8 likes. We need to up this. Come on, get me some likes, fellas. Will show his tits. Come on.
I will.
So, filmed in lurid color, blah, blah, blah. This includes a full-color 24-page booklet with information and production details and a complete set of Italian photo busta art cards.
I love that shit. The booklets when they come with them with art.
Yeah, you love your booklets, don't you, boy?
I do. Just for the pictures.
Yeah, you don't read, do you?
No gender.
Sleaze knows no gender. And then Mondo Macabro will court controversy with the release of the astonishing transploitation epic double feature of Eva Man and Return of Eva Man. Okay, I admit I scanned this initially. I did not read every word, so I missed the transploitation double feature. Okay. These truly wild early 80s Spanish-Italian co-productions both star transgender icons Eva Robbins from Tenebrae and Ajita Wilson, star of Sex Apocalypse. Hello, Ajita Wilson, who, of course, is in a couple of Jess Franco's films. Matt says, hi, Will. Oh. Will is muted for some reason.
Hello, Matt.
There we go. Let's see here. Eva plays the eponymous Eva Man, being endowed with both male and female sex organs, who is involved in an experiment with a professor who has invented a sex maker, a method of using the combined power of male and female sexuality to, in some way not exactly explained, inaugurate a new world of peace and love through creating, as he says, a perfect, complete being, one with both male and female sexual endowments. Unfortunately for the professor, a cabal of very bad guys have got wind of what he is doing and are out to steal his formula and sell it to the highest bidder, doubtless for nefarious purposes. Eva and Ajita combine forces to track down the gang and save the professor's invention, but are captured by the villains who are determined to remove Eva's dual sexual nature in a very unpleasant fashion. But they haven't reckoned with the powerful sex maker and that the professor has implanted inside her. Eva strikes back with astonishing results. Look at this.
Look at that
fucking poster. Hot diggity damn.
That's fucking awesome.
I want that on my wall.
That is a super cool poster, man.
Man, I'm sure I can't show
now.
This on
Now
YouTube.
We can't use that idea.
Yeah. Man, that is. I just can't get over how good that poster is.
Yeah, it is super cool.
Also, Ajita Wilson. Let's see here. The second. Oh, right. There's 2 films. This is 2 films. There's 2 films about this. That blows my mind. The second film follows the format of the first episode, but this time the sex maker is replaced by a kind of ray gun that, once beamed at people, forces them to have instant hot sex with anyone nearby. Both films were written and directed by painter and video artist Antonio D'Agostino. D'Agostino. A friend and collaborator with Pasolini, Pier Paolo Pasolini. D'Agostino went on to have a successful career as a maker of X-rated films in Italy and later as a publisher. Both films appear here for the first time on disc and come fully restored from original negatives and with a set of photobusta art cards, interviews, commentaries, deleted and alternate scenes, and a full-color 24-page booklet with detailed production notes.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Real quick note from Josh. Super random, but if someone in here wasn't aware, wanted Iced from Vinegar Syndrome, they only have 776 copies left. Just giving a heads up. Which is wild. I feel like, let's see, what was the, I'm just going to, in a separate window real quick, check Iced. And that was out of 4,000 units. So there were 4,000 units and we're down to 776. That's pretty wild. So get your Iced while you can, folks. Will, don't worry. I already ordered it. You can borrow it.
Thank you.
I know that you were super worried about that shot on video slasher movie Iced and its availability.
No, there's only 700 left. So, but you got yours on the way.
Yeah.
We'll borrow it for 6 months.
So yeah, Eva Man just jumped to my top of my interest list because that is, I mean, that's a piece of history right there. Oh, and then finally they talked about how they're not going to be doing sequential. They're not going to be putting out discs in sequential order of their numbering because they do custom numbering on the red cases with the booklets and everything. And so blah, 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 blah. Starting with Lady Desire and Sexomania, the numbers on the red case releases will be sent out randomly. They will not be sent out in order. So if you get your order in early, that doesn't mean you're going to get like number 1. You could get number 350 or whatever. It could be anything. So that's that. I don't really care, but I know people do. And that's about it. That is Mondo Macabro's bunch of news. Let's see here. What's next? Imprint has you can I love the giant ads at the top of the Blu-ray.com screen all the time. I'm not using Brave, I'm using Chrome, so I'm getting all the ads. And that's my mistake, honestly. It's my mistake. But TV Movie of the Week Collection 2 is coming from Imprint Films. Their previous collection included the Leonard Nimoy Baffled pilot. This one has Terror Among Us, Fallen Angel, and Shattered Spirits, none of which I've seen. But if you really love TV movies of yesteryear, of the 1980s, then this might be a set for you. And then they also have UFO The Complete Shadow Files, a show that I've never watched. So cool. And they don't really have much in the way of special features for the TV movies, unfortunately. So there is that. But if you just really want those movies on Blu-ray, bada bing, bada boom, Imprint Films has you covered. And then next to that, we've got Second Sight putting out 2 David Cronenberg movies. We've got Scanners with a new audio commentary by Calum Watsensdahl. I believe it's Watsensdahl. However the fuck you say that name.
Yeah.
But new audio commentary, as well as a whole bunch of archival materials, plus and there's the rigid slipcase. They are known for their beautiful slipcases. And there's 6 collector's art cards, as well as a 120-page book. 120 pages, bud, with new essays by a whole bunch of people, including Heather Wixson. Hell yeah, Heather Wixson. And I'm pretty sure The Brood is something similar. Let's see here. So this one has an audio commentary by Martin Contario and Kat Ellinger, another one who's just like trapped in a basement somewhere recording commentaries for these companies. And these are Region B locked, of course, since they're Second Sight. They're a British company. It has 6 collector's art cards, as well as, again, a 120-page book with a bunch of essays. No one I know of off the top of my head. But The Brood and Scanners, both of these, of course, have previously been released on Criterion. If you already have those Criterions, probably fine. But if you are an all-out David Cronenberg devotee and need everything, then these are coming at you March 31st. Yeah, so that's what I got for that. And that's really about it as far as the news goes. If anyone... Oh, wait, and that's a good point. 4K would not be region locked. So while they are region locked on the Blu-ray side of things. The 4K is not region locked. So if you're just looking to get these titles on 4K, then go for it. Just buy the fucking releases. Go to Diabolic DVD, wherever, grab them, and you'll be able to watch A-OK on your 4K player. It's just the Blu-rays that are region locked. Let's see. Yeah, the greatest head explosion in all of cinema in 4K. Coming right at you.
I would agree.
Yeah, I don't have anything else as far as Blu-ray news. If anyone in the comments would like to suggest a news item, please do so. I just don't have anything. So we're going to move on to our next segment, if that is okay. I feel like it is. So, again, we'll break some more news if it comes through the old meat grinder. But I looked through. I didn't really see a whole lot that interested me outside of this. That's true. Empire of the Dark did get a Blu-ray announcement. I guess I could. Well, what controversy for Cannibal the Musical? Yeah, Empire of the Dark. I guess we can take a look at Empire of the Dark. Let's see here. Oh, geez. I'm immediately losing. There we go. All right. So Empire of the Dark, as you can see, getting a Blu-ray from BCI. I'm not a huge BCI fan personally, but as noted in the comments, it does feature Joseph Pilato. So there is that. I think, you know why I didn't care for this bit of news is we don't really have much in the way of extras. And by much in the way, I mean anything regarding the extras. But this is supposed to hit the market in April. We can talk more about it once we get more details. But Empire of the Dark. Anyone interested in the comments on Blu-ray.com? Here's a guy. This one used to be a regular on my friend's weekly bad movie group. We had a VHS copy we pretty much played to death. Absolutely getting this one when it comes out. I remember it being such a blast and much more fun than the aftermath. I remember how heartbroken our group was when we saw his other movie and discovered it was just an unpleasant snoozer. So if you got the aftermath and were worried that Empire of the Dark would be more of the same, it seems like no, Empire of the Dark is Steve Barkett's maybe masterpiece. So check that out when it comes out in April. If we get more details, we'll talk about those details when they come around. That stuff. Okay. I don't like it, is the straightforward answer to this question. I think that I talked about this a bit last time, or on one previous show anyway, that I don't love when companies cut off other the distributors, which will, if you don't know, basically Vinegar Syndrome was like, nah, dog, to Grindhouse Video, and I believe Diabolic DVD, over carrying limited editions of their releases because they were carrying the Cannibal the Musical UK release, where they had released their own copy, which, by the way, I just realized I have in my possession the Cannibal the Musical release from Vinegar Syndrome in a box still. I assume that's what's in here. But I have not actually opened it up.
Open it.
I'm opening. Their tape is too strong for my pen. If only I had a box cutter within reasonable distance, and I didn't have to do this in such a dumb fashion. There we go. Yeah, this is my contributor copy. Ooh. Ooh, look at this. Look at this, Will. Look at this. It has a booklet.
Oh,
it
how many
has a booklet.
pages?
Oh,
Look at that. Look at that beauty.
Oh, that's all words. We don't like words.
Well, they exist.
Well, we got pictures. We got pictures.
That's awesome.
Tasty, tasty pictures.
Super cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I find Vinegar Syndrome basically forced Jesse at Diabolic to not carry Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 from Arrow. This stuff I find very frustrating because I want to support Vinegar Syndrome. Obviously, they're probably the most popular company that I deal with on this show. And it's hard to see them go the way of like the sort of corporate sphere and making or giving unrealistic expectations to the distributor or like of the companies that distribute their work. You know, the beauty of companies like Diabolic and Grindhouse is that we as consumers can pick up whatever title from whatever country and whatever company we want without having to worry about, you know, the whole importing bullshit. I didn't see the refuse guy making a scene on Facebook. I don't really keep track of the Blu-ray drama as much as I used to, unfortunately. Yeah, and then what was the other one? What's happening with Neil Gaiman? Oh boy, what's not happening with Will? Have you kept abreast of the Neil Gaiman news?
No, I just read this now. What's going on there?
It turns out he's an abusive piece of shit.
Oh,
well, you know, yeah, it's a very sad state of affairs. It's mostly there's multiple sources, but the main source is a babysitter of his who he treated as in sort of a master-slave relationship, and did a lot of stuff apparently against her will. I don't want to dig into the nitty-gritty details because they're kind of fucked up, but it's to the point where a lot of people have very reasonably suggested that maybe Neil Gaiman shouldn't be allowed near his child. So,
wow,
yeah,
how recent is this?
This the article itself, I believe, just came out.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's still breaking. Just 1 hour ago, there's from the Seattle Times, more women accuse fantasy author Neil Gaiman of sexual assaults. Yeah, there 3 hours ago, 14 hours ago, 6 hours ago. So a lot of stuff is still coming out, but the long and short of it is Neil Gaiman has been accused of sexual assault by multiple women, and it seems pretty credible. And unfortunate would be a very light way of putting it, but it is unfortunate because he is a great writer, and now all of that great work is, I mean, we always have to say this because it bears repeating. It's most unfortunate for the victims. That's the saddest part. But for consumers of the work, it's also very sad to see all of that great work sullied by truly horrendous actions. But that's the long and short of it. God damn it, Josh. All right, I think that's everything. That's more than Blu-ray news. That's everything news. Yeah, and all the crew members on his TV projects. Yeah, there's that means we're probably not going to get another season of Sandman.
I was gonna say.
And I guess is that the only show that was currently in? Oh wait, fucking Good Omen, I believe. People are waiting on that to end. Yeah.
Did that end? I feel dumb asking, but
I thought that they needed one more season or something.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong about that because I did not keep up to date with that show, but my understanding was that they still had it open for a third season or a movie or something. But that's probably fucked. So all those people who were working on those projects, not gonna. Okay, apparently there's going to be a single movie to close it out, but of course we'll see how that goes because things are fucked. And yeah, he's not involved in the writing of the movie, but he does.
He can't do it without his name.
Yeah, it stains the property. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's just a shame all around. There's no good here. It's really the only good you can really take out of it is it's good that he is going to theoretically be held
accountable.
Yeah, he's going to be held credible. Sorry, I just saw a thing. Let me just check what this is. Okay. It's a personal matter. All right. So, Will, you've been keeping abreast of the live streams that I've been doing for the script, right?
Not the last couple of them. I've been relatively busy, but
you fucking piece of shit.
I really dropped the ball on that. Can we just replay them?
All right, we're going to replay all of my awkward live streams where I write a script.
Perfect.
Just for Will. Let me bring this up 1 second. And we will dig into some stuff. Oh, I guess first I should share 1 second. Gotta deal with how StreamYard works. And oh God, where's Kindle? Where's my Kindle? There's my Kindle. All right. So we are on, what is it? Day 25. Yeah, we're on day 25. As usual, I'm not going to read through everything in the chapters, but I do like the first draft of Anything is Shit from Ernest Hemingway. That's a great way to put it.
That is true.
And I did highlight this bit. Through this process, we have not silenced them being the characters, by imposing some idea of what should happen. Our characters are going to help us. All we have to do is listen to them and stay out of the way. Even when it seems as though they are taking our screenplay hostage, we can give them a little rope. We can trust them and let them do their thing. Which I fine. I do want to try to let the characters kind of breathe and do their thing. I'm such a plot guy that this is kind of hard for me. I kind of just want to force them to, I want to railroad my characters, to use D&D terms. And I know that's not good, but I feel like by doing that, I learn how they would react to a situation, and I can then improve the scenes after they've been written. I don't feel like this is necessarily part of the outlining stage. It's part of the writing stage. And right now we're still in the outlining stage. And that's something also with like the writing prompts for the day. My first defeat was when. I will finally rest when. I feel safest when. I really would like to be able to do these, or wish that these were part of the actual writing process. I mean, outlining is part of the writing process, but it would be nice, I think, if these were part of the actual writing. And they might be. They might come back up. And the same goes for the next day, day 26. the truth I'm resisting in my story is, the story my protagonist continually tells himself is, and this is stuff that I personally would be learning about or exploring while writing the actual first draft, and then on the second draft go through and rework as needed. But that's just me. I don't know. Will, how do you what's do you have a process for writing scripts?
It changes, because sometimes I will feel a certain scene within the story first, other than and that's not how you're supposed to do it, I know, but it all depends on the story itself. I'm finding your exercises, I'm learning quite a lot from them, I believe.
Oh, that's good.
I haven't applied them yet.
And then the other one, so we're still not quite at the first draft yet. I believe day 28 is the first draft, or 29, one of those. But they talk about, or Alan talks about exposition in chapter 27, and ends with this question, or this exercise: look for any scene in your first act that feels heavily expository. How can you dramatize this information, reduce it, or find a way to put it later in the script when the audience is more invested in the story? And again, this is one where I feel like it makes more sense to ask this question after you've written the scenes. Otherwise, you don't really know if the exposition is too much.
That way you can stand back and take a look at it and see if it can be placed somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or needs to be placed somewhere else.
So that's what we're going to be looking at, I believe. Let's see, day 28. Yeah, day 28 is the second to last day before actually starting on the script itself. So we'll do, I think, day 28 and 29 together, either tomorrow or Wednesday, just depending, because I've got a few things going on. That is the problem with this series. In addition to not being naturally fit for streaming, I have other things to do, and life does get in the way. So doing a stream every day is prohibitive, to say the least. So let's pull up, fade in. Floop. Let's see, what's the sexiest way to do this? Nope. I guess this is the sexiest way. Let's pull this out a little bit. Let's see. And then we'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. How would you streamline something before you've written it? That is a weird order for that exercise. Yeah, that's my bugaboo. Is I'm in terms of, like, if you've done NaNoWriMo, you can be, I don't know if you've heard about this, Will, but you can be a planner or you can be a pantser. And a planner is someone who plans every little detail out ahead of time, and a pantser is someone who just starts writing and goes and goes and goes. And I definitely plan. I'm not anti-planning, but I'm more of a pantser in that I like to just get a fucking draft done as fast as possible.
Overplan.
Yeah, I hate planning. It's my least favorite part of the whole thing. So we have both the script so far. I have been working on it here and there. This is more than I should have done based on the 90 days, but we're also already behind on the 90 days. So whatever, this kind of makes up for that, I feel like. But we'll go through this in a bit. First, we have some writing prompts to answer. And as you can see, we've had quite a few. We've written a lot of prompts. A lot of prompts. Just stuff. But the first prompt is from a protagonist's point of view. My worst defeat was when, And I feel like it's kind of obvious. The worst defeat is when production on Twink fell apart. Easy enough. And I will finally rest. I don't know that. Okay, so I was going to say I will finally rest when production on Twink finishes, but that's not true. Our protagonist Josh will not rest until he is dead, pretty much. Like that, his whole thing is that he's here to make films. So
it goes beyond the project of Twink.
Yeah, like he's never going to be able to rest. When I'm dead, it's so hard to write for 5 minutes on these because I don't really have anything. I don't know. I don't have anything to put here. I feel safest when I've finished the final edit on a film. Until then, it's just a nightmare. Ooh, that's a good point. Or when I'm finally comfortable with my skills. But again, like I don't know. It's just so it's too open, I feel like, some of these questions. Now, antagonist wise, my worst defeat was when and this is where we get into the problem of when do these questions take place? Is this my worst defeat from prior to the film, or my worst defeat prior to the third act of the film? Because those are very different things. So I don't know. I'll go with Steve, our killer, as the antagonist. That's fair. Hold on, I'm just gonna check chat real quick. Oh yeah, I mean, I see that it's to set a goal. I just don't. Let's see. If we go to day 26 real quick, my protagonist's false belief is essentially that he
has any control over. Is it false though?
It's a false belief that his control over
his production
is oh gosh, I'm losing a word. That he has complete control over it, that he needs to let go of the belief that it's all on him, basically, and allow for the crew to do their part, and let people in to his inner workings. So my protagonist's false belief is that he's in this by himself, basically. Yeah. He shoulders the entire production. That's a good way of putting it. And that's a negative because what happens is when he fails, the production fails. But if he just let people do their job, it wouldn't have a problem. Josh is bouncing, says, my wife is taking me out for ice cream and then wants to watch the 4K of Kickboxer. So if I'm not here ever again, my suspicions of this being some sort of ambush was true. Later, Josh. Josh, by the way, is the reason that our character's name is Josh in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
An homage.
So I'll finally rest when I can let others do their work, the necessary work, on a production. There's a better way of putting that, but feel safest when I finish the final edit of a film. All right, so the antagonist, my worst defeat was when, gosh, I don't know that they have a worst defeat. we can world build a little bit, was when I was kicked out of film school. I could have been a contender, and I was thrown out like some sort of gross dishwater. That sucked. That's I don't know. That could be why our antagonist Steve is so obsessed with Josh. He could see himself in Josh. God, Mike always has this down locked. When I can't be comfortable with allowing others to carry the workload along with me. When I can be comfortable with allowing others to carry the workload along with me. That is way better. Carry the workload. Isn't workload one word? Yeah. Along with me. That's great. Yeah, Mike, you have a great way of distilling thoughts, and I appreciate that. Because that's where I'm bad. I just start going on a whole fucking tangent. I will finally rest when Josh gets the recognition he deserves. And therefore I deserve, per the film school thing. And I feel safest when I'm chatting up Josh at the bar, because he has a weird obsession. So day 26, we already did. My protagonist's false belief is that he's in this by himself. He shoulders the entire production, and needs to let go. The story of my protagonist continually tells himself is that he is the, how do I put this? Story my protagonist continually tells himself. Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right. The story my protagonist continually tells himself. Come on. As soon as we get through this, we can go through the script too. So I just want to fucking barrel through. The story my protagonist continually tells himself is that he is the only one who can shoulder these, not priorities, but responsibilities. Production, and therefore leads to things falling apart when he falls apart.
The next one's tricky.
Yeah, this one's tough because it's my thing. It's the truth I'm resisting in my story, which I don't know that there is a truth I'm resisting in my story. The story is essentially me tackling my own issues with control and finances in a dramatic fashion. So I feel like the truth that I would be resisting if I was resisting a truth would be that it's all about me, but I already know it's about me. So I don't really know what truth am I resisting a truth here?
This is tricky. I'm not sure. The truth I'm resisting in my story is
Yeah, I feel like there is this sense, Mike, of
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Driven by assuming only he can achieve his vision.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Okay. if I guess I'm sort of resisting the fact that I'm no, I'm not. This sucks because I'm not resisting the elements that are, representative of me. Yay. Okay, let's skip this for now. My story begins with the failure of Twink's production and Marilyn giving Josh his initial motivation. I'm envious of people who can just write out their deepest, darkest secrets in response to these kinds of prompts. That's what I'm envious of. Ooh, you know what? That's a good Libby. Not completely in control. That's, you know what? That's something that I wrestle with. Not completely in control. I like that. Because I do like to think, you know what? That is something I do often find myself thinking that I'm in control when I am not. And that's something I'm resisting just in writing the story, and have to kind of let go of, and allow for that lack of control to just spurt onto the screen like so much cum. That's a good analogy, right?
Yeah.
I'm capable of creating a good film without needing Ooh. Let's see. Let me actually get that out there. Without needing perfection. That's really good. I'm also, what else am I envious of? I'm envious of people envious of planners. They seem to know what the shit's going on. I feel pity for myself.
A crew? Not pity.
Yeah, that's tough because pity is a weird thing, isn't it? I feel I guess I feel pity for I hate the word pity.
That's not a good descriptive word.
Let's see what Mike says. I don't know about you, but I'm envious of those who can charge ahead without crippling planning. Oh, yeah. Thing is, I can charge ahead. It's all this character building stuff that's really tripping me up. I guess it's reasonable to feel pity for the fictional crew. So I feel pity for the crew within the script, who aren't being told by Josh what kind of danger they're in. Which I just realized is a problem with the concept a bit, is that he's going to be hiding bodies. That's something we decided either last stream or the stream before. Josh is going to be hiding bodies, and that does put the crew in danger, and he should feel bad about that. All right. And then we get down to day 27. Look for any scene in your first act that feels heavily expository. How can you dramatize this information, reduce it, or find a way to put it later in the script when the audience is more invested in the story? So let's grab our script. It starts with the lube exorcism using holy lube. We can skip that. So things start to go wrong with the pea soup, which jets out at an uncomfortably high velocity, sending Greg backward. Hal screams out, fuck, it's out of control. Josh says, turn it off. And suddenly the film pauses on Greg being doused in pea soup. And Marilyn says, okay, let's see this turd from the top. So that's when we leave the confines of the movie within the movie, and we realize as an audience that we're actually watching footage from a production. We rewind, go through all the bits and bobs, and we start from the beginning, and then we cut to the interior of Marilyn's office. Marilyn's sitting across from the big old TV. Josh is standing behind her with the remote. We get a shot of, attached to the TV, a small orange SSD. And Marilyn says that basically she wants to cut the 15 minutes of Mickey wandering around the desert, which I'm pretty sure we have that much footage of Mickey walking around the desert, come to think of it. We need to get across to Marilyn explaining to Josh that she's going to sue the fuck out of him if he doesn't deliver a finished film. And she gives him a second option, which is that he can give up the rights to his entire back catalog in lieu of being sued. So he will have to give up his film catalog, probably. So that is the catalyst for what's going to happen. Let's see here. So we need to fill that space in here, but that right now is just dialogue that we need to add in. And I feel like there's maybe a way of getting that across without being overly expository, but I also don't know what that would be off the top of my head. But we get that across. Josh takes the SSD, which is definitely not the only copy of all the footage. That would be crazy. Come on. And he leaves. We get various gags. Oh, we decided to go with a bit of a sillier approach. So the way that I see it is by making it more of an outright comedy, then we get a bit more of a free pass in Josh hiding bodies and not being entirely truthful. What do you think of that, Will?
I think of it.
You think of it. Let's see here. At the bar, Greg and Josh sit at the bar. Bartender Steve cleans glasses nearby. Greg needs more money. Josh doesn't have any more money. And Greg's like, that's a problem. And that's a you problem, not a me problem. And Greg refuses to be a part of the production if he's not paid. And just then in walks Bailey and Mickey. So we introduce them physically for the first time outside of the film. I would, you know what, Mike, I was thinking.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I was thinking with the first body, maybe like going through a whole thing where he has to pretend that the body is alive, and of course, we for every solution there's a problem. And the problem here is, do we want the death of Greg to be gory, or do we want it to be not gory and be able to use that as our Weekend at Bernie's moment? But let's see. We need Mickey to, well, you know what? Here's something. Mickey and Josh smoke a joint. Mickey says, "You've done so much, but is it really what you want to do for the rest of your life? You and I both know you have more to show the world." Like what? I'm an underground filmmaker. I'm sticking underground. That kind of gives you an idea of their headspaces early on, and could be moved or rewritten entirely. Ooh, could be gory and explained away as an effect. That's a good point. Yeah. That's not bad. Back inside, Josh and Mickey sit with Bailey. Steve works nearby. Bailey kind of explains that she wants to have a really gory death scene. To which she says, for sure, just scalp me or tear out my guts or all of the above, slice me up. Ooh, maybe jam a railroad spike into my exposed skull and slit my throat, and other stuff that we haven't written yet. That's Tia, by the way, is going to be playing Bailey. Yeah. She loves her death scenes, so we're going to give her the most death scene we possibly can. Let's see here. Then we get Hal's death scene. Hal is our special effects guy. We want to leave them without a special effects guy. He's going to be seen as an accidental death. And I think, you know what, something about his death needs to later clue Josh in that the second death is not an accident. And I don't know what that would be yet, but there has to be something that he notices or sees that's like, oh, this is something else entirely. Although he could also start out innocently enough and not want Gosh, there's just so many ways to go about these things. Well, anyway, he notices that something about it's either not an accident or he realizes it's something that's going to keep happening, something to get him to hide the second body. I don't know if it's funny. Like, is it funnier if he knows there's a killer around is the question. And I don't know
if it's not an accident.
I just don't know. Anyway, then Josh brings together a skeleton crew to finish Twink within the week that Marilyn has given them. That's where we're going to get even more exposition, a lot of exposition in this first act, which is kind of what the prompt is referring to. We could, you know, what we could do is we could do a montage of the crew and have Josh kind of narrating a montage.
That way you can go brush through the information. It's all still there.
Yeah.
You're just skimming through it.
Yeah, and basically just be like, you know, Guillermo, script supervisor extraordinaire. You know, we need him to keep continuity and we need him to die horribly. And, you know, Reba, I believe is sound. You know, Reba, master at sound, can catch a flea farting a mile away if need be. You know, all this set to rock music and hero shots of each of these characters. A nice, almost like how Suicide Squad introduced the various characters, only hopefully less shitty. And then we get to day one of the shoot, and Josh must contend with the basic money issues, and he succeeds in defeating his base impulses. So Reba's late, so Josh films the wides first without sound. That's a common tactic when dealing with sound, is you shoot the wides without it. The pool is full, and they needed a drained one, so in the script, they need a drained pool. They're promised a drained pool. The pool is full. So he has to come up with a different solution, a different way of shooting the scene that he had planned. No one brought the radios, so they have to shout and run around and all that. Technically, that can be solved with cell phones, but it's cumbersome. I thought it'd be funny if there was a clown there and no one knows why.
It is kind of funny.
I had this idea that they just have a constant communication issue, and there's just always things showing up or people showing up that shouldn't be there.
Are they always going to be random, or is it specifically a clown every time?
I guess random.
I think it should be random.
Yeah, I think the clown can just be a one-time.
That'll be the first one.
Bailey's convinced her line should be changed. That's just, actors being actors. Duke juggles acting with being the key grip. This is just meant to showcase problems that no-budget movies face all the time, which is taking people from the crew and making them actors. I believe Duke, if everything goes right, Duke will be Roger, and we'll get Roger to we'll make him seem like a credible key grip. I don't know how easy that'll be, but we'll make him seem like a credible key grip who has to also act in the film. And then they have to set up a bedroom that looks like a police station. And that's another common thing that I see all the time is police stations that are just somebody's bedroom or some office in the building or whatever. And so they need a police station. I don't have a police station in the actual Twink of the Damned script. So I will have to come up with a reason why they need a police station, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. So I've written a little bit of this. Exterior nice house day. Josh stands outside on the phone. Yeah, Chuck, no problem. I'm always happy to house sit with Mittens. Yes, sir. Nothing disruptive. Just a little dialogue scene. So he's not rented out. He's house sitting, and that's how he gets this house for these scenes. Another call out to no budget filmmaking. He hangs up and walks back inside. Don't know why there's a space there. We follow. Interior of the nice house. Josh walks through the foyer where there's a photo of a cat with mittens in the frame. That tells us who he was talking to is the owner of the house. And across from the photo, Mickey and Duke are reading their lines, scripts in hand. Ford, whip out your cock. First proof to me that you're not possessed by that thing. Oh, you big strapping hunk of man sausage, come here. Josh continues walking past them and by the kitchen, where Guillermo and Dale work on their scene. Guillermo stands in front of Dale, who slowly mimes a stabbing motion while Guillermo reacts. And who is Dale? I don't know who Dale is. Wait. It would help if I had my Millinote up. Let's see. Oh, you're Dale. Dale is Harmon. So congratulations, Will. You're Dale now.
Dale is what?
Dale is your character.
Oh. Okay.
A furry would be funny too. A furry would be really funny. And it could give another suspect, yeah. I do really love this idea of Bailey. Should my scream be more of a ah, or what do you think about an ah? see here. So Josh continues walking past them. Guillermo stands in front of Dale, who slowly mimes a stabbing motion while Guillermo reacts. We film Guillermo's death scene. Or actually, you know what? That is for later. I need to move that. Guillermo stops as Josh walks by. Josh stops. Yes, Guillermo. I was just thinking, could we see the knife go into my skull? That's a whole special effects shot we'd have to do. I'd rather we just imply it. Okay, I just thought since Bailey gets a crazy death scene, maybe, please, let's just get through this one before tackling anything that ambitious, okay? You got it, Big Daddy. Good man. Josh continues through to the living room where Bailey sits in front of a laptop. Oh, you know what? I think I switched Bailey to the script supervisor because Tia would make a good script supervisor. I don't know what did I do with Guillermo? Wait a second. I have this all written down elsewhere. But I did not give Guillermo a new role. So right now he's just an actor. We'll find something else for Guillermo to do. Let's see here. Bailey, how's it going? Good. I think we can make this work. It's a lot to pack into the day, but at this rate, it should be just doable. Fuck yeah, that's what I like to hear. We could probably bring up the police station thing or something with her. But right now, Josh is not having any serious issues. This is Josh walking through and being like, okay, I got this. So Bailey follows him as he walks out. That's actually, you know what? We need something for Bailey to do while they're walking. So that's where we could have let's see. We do need to figure out a place for this police station scene. And we can,
there you go.
You know, we can figure that out more later. He walks across to the pool, looks down, suddenly dismayed. There's fucking water in the pool. Bailey pops up behind him. Yeah, it's a pool. Okay, yes, but what does it say in the script? Oh shit, right. Exterior empty pool day. We've got 2 out of the 3. 1/4. You've got the pool. Josh takes a moment. It's fine. You know what? It's A-okay. We just changed the scene. Scratch it being in an empty pool. I'm just going to need you to run to the house and get my underwater housing. Run to my place. Run to my place and get my underwater housing. And actually someone, not necessarily. No, we'll send Bailey. Josh walks back into the house with Bailey. Interior of the nice house. Josh walks to Guillermo in the kitchen. Alrighty, let's get on with this death scene. He repositions the camera. Camera's up. Nothing happens for a moment. Fuck, where's sound? Bailey walks back in. I just got a text from Reba. She's stuck in traffic. And then we go on from there. I haven't written anything else. But in camera, we will watch Guillermo's death scene play out as part of this sequence. Basically, I just want to get, I think even Reba not being around is something that he can get past. So there needs to be something where we hit. Actually, maybe, you know what? Maybe the first day goes according to plan completely. Maybe we just throw everything we can at Josh and he makes it work. And it's not until Greg is killed where things go horribly wrong. I think that's the way to take it.
I like that, yeah. It
So-
shatters his world. It
Yeah.
shatters his pattern of control.
Yeah.
It's
So
metaphoric.
Greg is brutally killed, but it looks like he accidentally fell down a flight of stairs. Josh finds and hides the body out of desperation to finish the shoot. I have it that he stares at the body blankly. Then he has an idea, a terrible idea. He pulls the body into the nearby janitorial closet and something happens. This is something where I'm going to have to just get really high and write it. I think this is going to be a Heikel job. That's actually how I wrote all of this stuff, is I just got kind of high. So, but again, back to our day 27 prompt: look for any scene in your first act that feels heavily expository.
You took something and you minimized it.
I minimized what?
Like the montage. You took something and you shortened it.
Oh, that's true. I did. That's a good point. We already got it. Let's see what Derek says. He keeps trying to skirt past issues until he encounters something he can't overcome on his own, so he must rely on help from his crew to get out alive. And yeah, I guess he can't overcome a serial killer on your own. That's a tall order. All right, so all right. So we took the classroom exposition for the crew, changed it into a montage. Yeah, I mean, that takes care of that, I guess. I mean, this is, again, where I'm like, should we be writing this? No, we're not writing the script yet. We're only in the outline phase. But we can do a little writing here. Josh. Yeah. Voiceover. All right. So crew consists of, all right, Mickey is our hero, our protagonist. He plays Nick. And that's it. He's a pretty face. And a remarkable talent. And an acting talent. Let's see. What does Mike say? If he can rely on his crew to survive a killer, then making a movie will be a breeze. That's a pretty sharp. Yeah. That's really good. Bailey is our script supervisor, and she's playing Marie, the plucky assistant to Harmon, played by Dale. To Harmon, a sleazy producer. A sleazy porn producer. Let's see. Duke is the key grip to end all key grips. And in addition to that, he's playing Ford, Mickey's gay love interest. He doesn't have to say gay love interest. We'll make these funny as well later, but Greg isn't here. He's our priest. We'll figure that out. Let's see. All right, Mike is leaving. Have fun, Mike. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for so many great suggestions. All right. Guillermo is playing Dr. Ron, Nick's therapist. He gets, he'll be knocked out of the picture on day one of the shoot. We'll come up with something for Guillermo to do. Reba and Dale are next. All right. Reba is our sound operator and mixer. She can pick up a mouse farting from 5 miles away if the production calls for it. And that's kind of what I want for each of these. Is it's almost like you're going through the A team and pointing out what they're great at. That's what I would like it to inevitably be. And then Dale is playing Harmon, and we break from the montage. Josh, Dale, did you lose weight? Dale. Yes. That's fine. We'll fine. So the idea here is that Dale has lost an incredible amount of weight since last being on camera, because it will have been about let's say a year between the initial filming and doing all the reshoots and getting the final footage together. So Will, you're gonna diet and walk a bunch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna look like a fucking string bean. It's gonna be fucking depressing. And that's that. That is that is technically replacing exposition with exposition, but I feel like by making it a montage, that does at least make it more cinematic. And in fact, we watch each member of the group in montage, in hero shots, a la. Ooh, have you seen House of the Dead?
A long time ago.
You know when they're doing like the video game intros for each character? Do you remember that?
That's way too long. It's been way too long.
Yeah, they do this. It's really stupid.
A random movie to remember.
That one, it's stuck in my head. How they introduce. They're not even introducing characters.
Is that Uwe Boll? I feel stupid asking that.
Yeah, that's Uwe Boll.
Okay.
But there's a point when they're like, I think they're like attacking or trying to get to the eponymous house, and it like does a 360 shot around each of the characters. Yeah, and they're all hero shots.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So we'll fill this in as we go. But the idea is that all of this is going to be...
Each character is introduced in a hero shot.
Yeah, each one gets a hero shot. For like Bailey's our script supervisor. So that could be like you see Bailey marking up a script just really well. And we could do that Edgar Wright thing of making an action shot out of something fairly mundane. So like we could follow her pen as it goes down the page, and do like some
Gotcha.
Flashes and what have you. Duke is the key grip to end all key grips, and we just whoosh, whoosh. He opens up a grip stand with nobody's business, and stuff like that would work just fine. But that gives us some action, because a lot of this again is expository. But there's not the only other thing I can think of is having flashbacks to the filming, but the problem with flashbacks to the filming is we're working with no money, and like we're not going to be able to make you look the way you looked when we shot the film, for example. So like we couldn't have Harmon / Dale in there. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. But we figured out this bit. That's important. So we've gotten through day 27, and our script is looking okay. We've got plenty to write, that's for sure. And I'm pretty comfortable with writing the initial act 1. I'll probably do that off camera because it's so hard to write while streaming.
I can imagine.
But Will, what do you have any thoughts so far?
I feel like it's coming together pretty good. I mean, as far as you have a clear idea of your characters and their points of view and how different they are from each other, and I kind of like that. I like your crew a lot more now. Your crew is fun, like those '80s horror Lost Boys. Lost Boys gets together, fun crew together to fight vampires and whatnot. But I like this concept. Another one is you were saying something like, well, you brought up House of Dead, but this is the classic. I was thinking Smoking Aces.
Oh yeah.
But Ocean's 11 does the same thing.
Yeah, Ocean's 11. Yeah, I guess I have the worst possible movie to use as a solution to the problem, but yeah, all those work in the same way.
But I get what I see what you're doing. That was just for that sequence, though. But I like your crew a lot more this time around.
Sweet. All right, so we made a little bit of progress. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit of progress. I will keep on working on this. Will, do you have anything to plug or?
Not really. Well, I have a show online, Film Buff, on YouTube. You guys can catch that Film Buff show, 2 different words. Or you can just look me up, William Patrick Coleman. All my work is online on YouTube as well, or you can Google me. But yeah, that's where I live.
All right. And for those unawares, Will is an integral part of the Manatee Party conglomerate. So you'll be seeing more of him in the future.
I will probably have a lot more to say in the future too.
Yeah.
This is the first time live stream for me. Really excited to be a part of it. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just glad that this physically is working. Because
I'd like to definitely try it on a better. I look like a Van Gogh painting. I'd like to try it on a better. I don't know. You have to take a look at this computer to see why it's doing this, but you can see me.
Yeah, and your audio sounds pretty good.
Does it?
Yeah.
Good. I was worried about that too.
Yeah. We'll do some more. We'll do more live streams together. I might as well just talk about this on stream, but I kind of thought it'd be fun to do general movie news and what have you with you on stream.
Well, I did want to mention yesterday I did go see 7 in IMAX finally. I went to check that out, and that was a fun experience, although they don't necessarily really use IMAX to their advantage. I'm not giving it a bad review. The movie is still just absolutely amazing. But the important thing to note that what it's doing is promoting the new 4K anniversary edition. So it looks really great. Just a fucking great movie still. I did want to talk about that for a second.
Breaking news, everybody. David Fincher knows how to shoot a fucking movie.
Still kicks ass, yeah.
Still kicks ass.
And this was cool, David. I mean, David Fincher's always been cool, but this was right when he stopped doing music videos and was starting to do movies. So there's a small little crossover there with the Nine Inch Nails music and all that. It's pretty cool. It was really cool to see that.
Nice.
It's still out there, guys, in theaters.
Yeah, guys, check it out if you can. 7 in theaters on glorious IMAX. I'm hoping I really want to see. Oh gosh, what's on my list here? Not Peter Pan's Nightmare Neverland. That's The Brutalist has an IMAX screening on Wednesday.
Oh, I did not know that. IMAX.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it or not because there's other stuff happening that day. But if I can find someone to watch Kiddo, then might do that. Anyway, yeah, we'll be back with more content, and maybe Will and I will discuss some proper non-Blu-ray movie news in our own live streams at some point. We're still figuring it out. We're workshopping.
Thanks for having me on board.
Thank you. And guys, until next time, go make a movie.
It's gonna take me some time to give you all that is mine. I'm looking ultra fine from your view from behind. It's gonna take me some time to give you all that is mine. I'm looking ultra fine from your view from behind. Alright, my phone, working play out. You got what's coming, you gonna shout. Sit right down, boy, hands in a cup. I'm gonna show you exactly what's up. Gonna give you that booty flavor. You'll love my booty flavor.